Hi, and welcome to Video Editing 101. We're in the introductory module, and this is lesson 2, a characteristic that a natural editor would have, I believe, is someone who is observational. And what I mean by that is when I look around, I've noticed that I notice things. And that's a characteristic that I've had for a long time. I still like cars. But when I was younger, I used to really pay attention, and every year the cars would have a model change. And this year, in current technology, a Hyundai Santa Fe is going to basically look like a Hyundai Santa Fe for the next 3 to 5 years. They don't redesign cars like they used to. They used to redesign them every year. So a 63 Ford Fairlane would be significantly different than a 65 Ford Fairlane. And at that time, when I had more of my memory available, I would just keep track of what the difference is between the different years so that, I could see in the dark the taillights of a car and know what year and make and model that car was. So that's kind of one area idea of what a observational talent is. A place in video production that, observational talent can come in handy is especially if, you're shooting. And can you remember, where people were in a scene if you need to go back and decide to pick up a shot. In video production or movie production, it would be called continuity, but the underlying skill is being observational. What hand were they using to explain something? Which way did they turn? Where were they in the sentence when they came through the door? Or where did they have to be when they come through the door? That kind of thing. And so being observational, it's just helped me in editing because it was pretty rare, but every once in a while, a reporter might get some detail of a story wrong. And when I say wrong, I mean I'm looking at the footage of the story and something that they're writing doesn't make sense. It could be as simple as an address. It could be the fact that they might say something about there were many firefighters there, or there were many police cars, or something like that. And I'm looking at the footage and going, I see one firefighter. Where are the many, And if something like that were to occur, I might go to the reporter and say, hey, you're writing about, it sounds like there's 30 or 40 firefighters, but we don't have a shot of that. And so it's going to make you look kind of silly to go, the place was, covered with cops, but we don't have a shot that shows that. And so that's part of being observational, is understanding the surroundings that you're in, and just making little mental notes. When I was 10 or 11, they came out with the original Mustang, and of course it was a big, big hit. And my brother, that was the first car that he and his new wife bought after they got married, was a Mustang. Well, it was actually released as a 64 and a half model. And so there weren't a lot of changes to the 65 model because the other model had only been out 6 months. But one of the things they did change was the back gas cap. But this one was right in the center of the back of the Mustang. And the original 64 and a half model had a dark center with the Mustang logo in it. And then in 65, they changed it to a solid silver cover that had the logo embossed on it rather than set inside a dark, clear center. It was an embossed metallic, fully metallic gas cap. And that was just one of the things that I noticed. And it was of no interest to anybody but me, but it was just something that I noticed. And so to this day, when I look at a classic Mustang, I can look at the back and know, is it really an original Mustang, or was it actually the second year of the Mustang release? And so little things like that, I've just always kind of been observational. And I found that that's a good talent that can serve you well in editing, because you may find yourself oftentimes in a position of having to remember a lot of details like that. If you're cutting, dialogue, if you're cutting something dramatic, remembering where people are in the room is important, and that will affect how you cut between people and things like that. How you choose cutaways, stuff like that, is to just be observational and be able to see, what I would say, the forest and the trees. So you see the scene, but then you also see the details of the scene. It's pretty rare, but every once in a while you'll see an error on TV. And sometimes it's something like an actor walks into a room and they pick something up off the table, and they might cut to something else, and someone's talking and they cut back to that person. Now they're not holding it. Or maybe they cut back to that person and they turn and they pick it up again. Like I say, it's not a regular occurrence, but it's things like that which the editor could have helped with probably, but wasn't really being aware of or being observational of everything that was going on around the main action. So that's the second skill that a natural video editor has. I believe it's something that can be developed, something you can practice, and we'll catch up in the next lesson, which will be on musical.